Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. I'm Ash, you'll know me as Brommer18. Today we are continuing our suitable signing series. For any of you who are new to the series and new to the channel, welcome along. First things first, make sure you hit the subscribe button for regular content from the likes of FIFA and other football games as well. In this series, what I do is I show you the best players to sign for a position depending on the formation. So today we are looking at the best wingers to sign for counter-attacking systems. It's narrowed down into 3 ratings groups, which we'll come on to very shortly. And then we have 4 players from each rating group, so it's really fine-tuned depending on a whole range of traits that I've specified for that system. Just before we do get into it, just a quick note, if you haven't done so already, go and check out my Patreon. The link is down below. You can get access to a whole range of fantastic perks on there, including exclusive tactics videos for FIFA 22. For those of you who are new to the channel, I do a lot of tactics videos where we recreate real systems. We have a scout report and scouting package where you have detailed scout reports based on hundreds of hours of my own analysis on a whole range of players. We get behind the scenes videos, early access, we get FIFA 22 custom tactics package with deep dives and breakdowns on every tactic I cover. There's so many on there, I leave out half the perks. It's really worth it, I do hope, so do go and check that out. On that note, let's get into the video. Well, first things first, for any of you who are new, very quickly what we do, as I say, is I separate it into 3 ratings groups. We have 60 to 74. We have 75 to 82 and we have 83 to 89. This is so you can tailor it depending on what your requirements are. If you're playing a career mode with a lower rated team in a lower division, you're obviously going to need players who are between 60 and 74 rated because they're going to be cheaper and they're going to be more suited. Whereas for any of you who are playing with the elite teams, looking for those elite players, you're looking for the high range, the 83 to 89. We don't go for 90 plus because at that point, there's no point me even suggesting them. They should really be able to slot into your system, whatever. Right then, let's talk about the required traits. So I have 6 particular selling points, I guess you could call them, that I'm looking for in a player, in a winger that is suitable to a counter-attacking tactic. The first one is a high work rate, high attacking, high defensive. Now, we need high attacking naturally because you want that movement in the attacking areas. You want them to make runs, you want them to get into space, exploit space, utilise space, create space, etc. But also high defensive work rate, because if you're a counter-attacking team, naturally, you're generally, other than a couple of instances, maybe like a Liverpool, who often like to keep their attacking free forward, generally counter-attacking teams are going to be where they pull most of their players back, lure the opposition in, and then hit them on the break. So in order to do that, you're obviously going to want your players tracking back, and ideally you would want them to have a high defensive work rate. There are a couple of exceptions to that, which we will come on to. In addition, we like crossing, because a lot of, again, counter-attacking teams, you're going to find most of the space out wide. So as a result, you're in those wide areas, how are you going to get it into the middle? Well, often you're looking for crosses, so you want them to have a high crossing attribute as well. We're also looking at long passing, and that is because you're going to want to cover a longer distance in a shorter amount of time, because that's what the best counter-attacking teams do. That's how you're going to be dangerous and hit them on the counter-attack. So as a result, long passing is going to enable you to do that. You're looking for players who can spread the ball over a large distance, within a shorter amount of time. Again, fine-tuned so that you're not looking for players with 80 plus long passing, because they're wingers, they're not central midfielders, so they won't excel as much in that area, but you're just looking for them to be at least competent in that area. We obviously want pace, don't need to explain that too much. You're playing into the meta of FIFA, but also very important that you've got that pace in order to penetrate the opposition back line and utilise that space and be deadly on the counter attack. Stamina is another one. Again, if they're going to be tracking back, getting forward, constant high intensity, high burst runs, you're going to need them to have high energy levels. And finally, we need them to be ambipedal. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, we want them to be able to go on both feet. 5-star weak foot is ideal, but naturally it isn't an ideal world, so generally we are looking for anyone with 4-star or above. And the reason being is that, again, in counter-attacking moves, you're going to be looking to get it on either foot. You know, maybe you're running with a right winger down the right-hand side, you see someone free on the left-hand side, but there's a player obstructing the cross. You're going to want to cut onto your left foot and be able to spring it over to him. As a result, you're going to need to go on either foot because those counter-attacking situations are going to demand that you can do either. So we're looking for players who are ambipedal. Right then, and now that's over with, let's get into the fun part. Let's talk about the players, starting with the 60 to 74 overall ratings. First off, we have Michel Ange Balikwisha. Don't know if I've said that right. I have no idea, so please do correct me if you know otherwise. 71 overall rating and 82 potential. Really good underrated signing, this one. Probably the best on this page as well. 20 years of age, currently plying his trade in his home country of Belgium. And again, only 20 years old, you're going to be able to get him for relatively cheap. 5'10", preferred foot right, he can go on either wing. Then we have Ryan Christie, 74 years old, currently playing for Bournemouth, 26. So again, coming into the peak, he's slightly slower. You know, still in the 80s in terms of his pace, but a little bit slower than the likes of the other players on this list. But again, at 74 overall, he's the best player currently out of these four. Very, very good with the likes of elsewhere. You know, strong foot, weak foot, crossing, etc., long passing. He's got all those sort of technical traits that you're looking for in this player, and he's also versatile as well. We can play anywhere across that sort of attacking midfield three. We've got Scott Twine, 70 overall, 75 potential. He's at MK Dons. He's 22 years old. This is someone who is more suited to a kind of lower league realistic save. If you're someone who, you know, you're not going to be going and signing permanently all these Manchester United and Manchester City and Chelsea and Barcelona and Real Madrid sort of youngsters on permanent deals. So you're looking for players in and around the lower leagues who may be able to fill in that role. And he's absolutely ideal for that as well. And then finally we have Ibrahim Ndiaye, currently playing for Luzern in Switzerland. 70 overall, 79 potential, 23. Again, someone who's suited to a kind of a slightly lower league, maybe a championship side. Nationality Senegal, but again, really well suited to this and can play at either wing as well. So on to the mid-range players then. This is 75 to 82 rated. We've got Porter 2, who actually featured in the other best wingers for counter-attacking tactics on FIFA 21. This was when the one video I did from this series where I piloted it. So he's absolutely ideal for this. 81 overall and potential, 29 years age, in his peak now. So if you need someone right now, he's very, very good. As is Alexis Salamakers, 77 overall but 81 potential at AC Milan, and he's 22 years old. Really, really good for this. Absolutely perfect, actually. His traits just lend themselves to those counter-attacking tactics. I think he's absolutely in his element in these counter-attacking systems. We've also got Jonathan Bamba, currently at Lille. Been a lot of rumours about him leaving in real life. It was Ikone who left Lille for Fiorentina. They thought he might go as well. But Bamba in the end remained. 25 years old, but still room to grow. Really like this player. I really like this signing as well. I think this is one that he could be the most underrated in the entire package. You know, I think you guys should definitely be trying to eye him up. And finally, we have Puado, 78 overall and 84 potential. He's at 23 years old, still not in his peak yet, can still improve. He's currently at Espanyol. And ironically, something that you'll notice in this package, a lot of players playing in Spain, which is strange considering, you know, you find the Spanish league is more possessionally orientated as opposed to counter-attacking. But a lot of these players, particularly the wingers, really, really well suited to this sort of system. So finally, let's round off with the 83 to 89, and this was an area I really struggled. Really struggled. There was only two players who actually suited everything we had, and that was the two on the left. Rafinha, who's 83 overall, 86 potential. He's my star man on this page. Absolutely should be looking to him if you're looking for a winger for a counter-attacking tactic. 24 years of age. From Brazil, but just ideal, absolutely ideal. As is Yannick Carrasco as well at 84. He also featured in the best wingers to sign for possession tactics, but it turns out he's just so all-rounded that he can do either. He really can. Really well suited, and he's got just brilliant everywhere, all around the board. So again, he's another one who is really well suited. But then we come on to the other two. And these guys actually don't fit the bill because they don't have high work rate. They actually have high medium. And it's really frustrating because the two on the left were the only two who had high work rate, who fitted all these attributes. And it's really disappointing because you're kind of thinking, look, like EA, come on, like 83 minimum overall, and you're saying there's only 2 players with high work rate who fit these stats? Like, come on, really? So, other than that though, obviously Mane and Heung-min Son, absolutely ideal. Just really good players. Felt like a little bit of a cop-out, but there was literally nowhere else I could go. We were struggling for players, really. And these guys, just brilliant, both of them. Again, in their prime, in their peak right now. So, again, it's important that you're signing them when you're looking to make that push as well. So, that rounds it off for this video then, guys. If you've got any suggestions for other players who you think may suit the system, then get at me down below. And any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see from this system, from this series in the future, get at me. Again, always welcome any suggestions. Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you haven't done so already, and also have a look at my Twitter. Give me a follow on there. The links are down below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it and want to see more. Also ring the bell so you get notifications every time I upload. On that note, we're going to round the video off there. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.